already screwed up the episode.
Ruined it already. All right, you wanted the intro. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after our long hiatus to Louder Than the Fridge. I'm Taylor LeBlanc.
I'm Justin Penio, and we're finally in 2021.
Yay! Everything's different now.
It has started really strong already.
Definitely not on a national... Or I guess it's only our... Oh my God, Justin.
Yeah, that's like half foam.
That is... And I don't mean this offensively, but that's one of the worst beer pours I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I'm deeply offended.
Yeah, so we're back. We're back in lockdown.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to guests for a while, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't even make it till like the spring this time. Just like first week of January. Bam, lock it down.
Yeah, so we can't leave our homes unless it's for something that we need to do, which you can make a justification for, but we don't want to have people over right now.
Yeah. We left for the liquor store, though, because essential.
Essential.
Essential trip.
That is essential.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to do a podcast without beer?
Yeah, that's blasphemous.
That is blasphemous.
It's crazy talk.
But we did take a big break, as no one has noticed.
Yeah. Absolutely nobody has cared. Everyone's going around like, God damn, I miss Louder Than the Fridge. Like, what's the matter? They're gone for like a month? What is this?
Kevin from the Dead Seers did message us asking when the next episode would be.
Shout out to Kevin from the Dead Seers.
To Kevin from the Dead Seers.
I think that's the first time I shouted out someone that actually has a chance of listening. Not guaranteed.
Phil, the old drummer, has listened, and he got a shout out.
He got a shout out. Okay, never mind. Kevin, you're not special.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. I think maybe after cracking these beers, the first thing we should talk about is the drinking game.
Drinking game. Oh, yeah. You take it away.
Yep. A listener, a fan, and definitely not my girlfriend. My girlfriend made a drinking game for the podcast.
Okay. You going to read it out?
I am going to read it out. Okay. And let me say, this is deeply slanted towards me.
Yeah.
There is like...
Are you telling me your girlfriend made a drinking game slanted towards you?
No, I'm saying it's like, she was like, oh yeah, when Justin talks about Van Halen, do this. And when Taylor's a fucking moron, do this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ready for the drinking game?
Oh yeah. I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1 is finish your drink anytime Justin burps.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is just bad to read because it's going to make you burp more, even though no one will play this drinking game.
Oh yeah. Well, before we move on, the whole concept of a podcast drinking game, I kind of just thought about it. And like, when do people listen to podcasts?
Never. People don't.
Driving to work, at work, driving home from work.
So what we're saying, drink and drive, people. Come on, don't let us down.
To represent the legal department of Louder Than the Fridge, do not drink and drive.
Are you our HR department?
No, our legal department.
Okay, can I be
We have no HR department.
Number 2 is take a drink anytime Taylor blanks on a song title, artist name, or band.
Yeah, a lot.
So
that's a lot.
Already, that's too much of a drinking game.
Yeah.
Number 3, take another drink if Justin gives Taylor the name/title he's looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Those just go hand in hand. Those are the same thing. And if I'm blanking and you don't know it, it means that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's made up.
Number 4 is take a drink if Justin corrects Taylor on a name/title he misremembers. So if I say something slight truths and you correct it.
Okay.
And along with that, finish your drink if Taylor says something... says the wrong thing with confidence as if he were right. Which again always happens.
Yes. Yeah.
Number 5, take a drink anytime either of the boys interrupt each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
that happens a lot.
Fuck. Number 6, take a drink anytime Taylor refers to drummers/himself as apes.
Yeah.
Which, like, now I'm going to be conscious about that, and maybe I'll say it less.
Yeah. You just got to, like, switch it up. Instead of apes, just say, like, absolute gorilla.
I mean, that's true. It's not in the rules.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a quick little bypass.
Yes. Yeah. Haha.
Take a drink anytime anyone insults a bass player.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half of our content.
That and Van Halen. That's
that and Van Halen. I think we're a bass putting down Van Halen podcast.
Yeah.
What's the bassist from Van Halen's name?
Michael Anthony.
He is criminal number one.
Oh yeah. He's a pretty likable dude.
I know.
I watched a YouTube video of them doing an interview on like one of their first European tour, so like really early on, and in the span of 15 seconds, he said like, "Oh, like." Probably 30 times.
Really? You just took the first bypass from this conversation to talk about Van Halen?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Take a drink anytime the boys shout out someone who definitely isn't listening.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Take a drink anytime Justin does the metal voice. It's mostly just like guttural. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's the metal voice.
That's the metal voice.
Yeah.
Take a drink anytime Taylor talks about looking gross on stage. And the last one, take a drink anytime they talk about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Take a drink anytime they talk about Van Halen. Take a drink anytime they mention Led Zeppelin.
Oh, okay.
Those are the big ones,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that's good. So if people play that, they will get very drunk at work.
If you play it, fucking tag us on Instagram at Louder Than the Fridge, and we'll share you to our audience of like 3.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast, which you'll be among the greats, like Jimmy Page, Eddie Van Halen, James Brown, Stevie Wonder, all the guys who get shouted out.
But only tag us after you've done it and you're absolutely shit-faced and like barely able to take a picture because
I don't want any
rules.
bullshit like, oh, I'm about to do this. No.
No. We need to see you in the trenches.
Yeah, minimum 4 beers deep. All right, should we get to the theme of this episode?
Yeah, what's the theme, Justin?
So the theme is to, look back at the year that just finished, 2020.
Yeah.
Because it changed a lot, especially for music, but in, society as a whole was kind of shaken up by one particular event that happened last year. And I think we all know what it is.
I have no clue.
Gibson Guitars bought Mesa Boogie amps.
And let me say, I'm angry.
Yeah. All jokes aside, we are obviously talking about the coronavirus pandemic, which shut down society for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have a couple listeners in the States and their rules will be different than ours right now. But in Ontario, we're locked down. We're not really supposed to leave the house.
Stay at home order.
Exactly, yeah. So we're back to no one can play shows before even. When we had Doug on, we talked to him about the shows that they had played.
Yeah.
And how different they were, but you can't do that anymore. You can't even go have people socially distanced, standing in little circles on the ground or whatever.
Stay at home.
Stay at home, no shows.
Yeah.
And this is what we faced earlier in the year.
Yeah, back in the spring of last year, it was when no one knew what it was. It was, let's shut it down hard. And
as much as, this kind of fucked over musicians...
Yeah.
They kind of know what to expect right now because of they've dealt with this.
Yeah, we've all been living with this for almost a year now, and musicians are some groups of people that like we haven't been able really to get back to playing music as we were before. I mean, I've gone back to my job and come back home since, but and I'm sure a lot of people echo that same experience. But music live shows have pretty much completely stopped, except for the modified format that they've been doing. But I think we all know how hard it was to get people to come to the show beforehand. Where
for sure. And I guess we'll talk about this in a bit, but I would say the number one way that people are trying to make revenue right now is live streams.
Yeah. So really that's the big trend in music that we've started to see where, musicians are sitting around saying, okay, what can I do? Well, I can't go to a bar and play. Guess I'll move online. So a few that I've seen that have been really cool. During the first lockdown last year, I discovered a YouTube channel called Scary Pockets.
Okay.
I think. Shout out Scary Pockets.
Yeah.
But what they would do, and I've shown you a few of their videos where they would have like guest singers come on and do funk renditions of songs.
Wasn't that the one where the guy who was the CEO of Patreon was part of the band?
Okay, I think he's the keyboardist. I forget his name, but
funky band.
Oh yeah, it was really cool to see. I mean, like I think they were doing it before lockdown, but I mean, when that's the only way to really enjoy live music, that just grows and grows that medium.
The one thing that I did, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing that the drummer was wearing a mask, but watching a drummer wear a mask, like play drums and wearing a mask, that just, to me, it's just like, oh, that seems like a sweaty, gross mess on my face that I don't want. Obviously necessary.
Yeah.
But it seems uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, definitely uncomfortable. I mean, like, you know, the mask debate can be a pretty contentious subject, but we're both of the mindset that, you know, you got to do what you got to do to, you know, help.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't have been wearing a mask, but it was just like, could you imagine playing an hour and a half long show with a mask on and how gross you would get in leather pants, leather jacket, and a mask on your face?
Yeah, it'd be pretty bad. I mean,
it'd be waterboarding.
Yeah, exactly. I think like we all recognize the importance of wearing a mask, but most people agree it is uncomfortable for sure.
I mean, I would say in those situations it would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, those especially. But,
yeah. But live, it's interesting, the live streams, because there's different approaches that people have taken.
Yeah, so another one I wanted to mention, I don't know if you've seen this. Do you know the YouTuber Rhett Shull?
I don't think so.
Okay, he's more of a guitar-oriented YouTuber, but he's started this series where he's like set up his studio to like live stream shows. Okay. And he has this band that they play, and it's pretty cool. I haven't watched all of them. I think it's called like the Backstage Live Pass or something like that. Okay. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They have a good band. Rhett's a great guitar player. They have like great drummer, bassist, and then they have a keyboardist who's also singing. Okay. And he's a really great singer. The only thing is he's wearing a mask while singing. Which, you know, is the responsible thing to do. So 100% understand why he does it.
Maybe he was just worried that the pop filter wouldn't work and he wanted a second one.
Double up on your pop filters, please.
No, and like most bands out there are doing live shows now. From beginner bands, like starting out bands, to top of the top. Yeah. They're doing live shows and
like live streams. You mean?
Live streams. Yeah. Sorry. And it's interesting because a lot of artists are being told this is the way to go. This is the way how you make it through this. Yeah. But what do you think about the actual monetary viability of a band at our level doing live shows online?
I've thought about it before it was the pandemic, how it would be really cool to have, kind of similar to what Rhett Shull did, where you have a band and you just live stream shows and kind of produce content around like making up songs, playing covers, playing original songs and stuff like that. I don't know enough about the finances of it. I know a lot of it depends on like donations and Patreon.
Well, I'm talking about you buy a ticket to a live stream. That's what I'm talking about first.
Yeah.
Because there is the other model too.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't really like participated in any of the shows where you buy tickets for, just like the ones I've had, you know, that I've been aware of, just unfortunately didn't work with my schedule. But
yep. I mean, like Hard Labor had one.
Yeah.
That we wanted to catch in on. I think we were both traveling, or I had an exam, you were traveling.
Yeah. So sorry, boys.
Yeah.
Shout out Hard Labor though. The great band.
Now I have kind of seen some stuff online about these buy a ticket, watch a live stream shows.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are all in support of it. I want to support this band. I'm down to buy a ticket and watch it. And then there's the other part of the audience that feels like they should be on the Twitch model.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the proper route is to go here, to be honest. Now, the Twitch model I'm talking about would be hosting like your live stream somewhere for free and allowing people to donate and subscribe or whatever it is. I personally don't know what is the better option for which pay grade.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem is most people are accustomed to things on the internet being free. I mean, you don't have to pay to go on YouTube and Facebook and all this stuff. Now there is the whole, back scenes of it where if you're not buying something, you're the product type of thing. But yeah, I don't really have an answer to that. I don't know what's the better model. For getting viewers, definitely the Twitch model would be a lot better, but I don't know which one monetizes better.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of smaller bands who do it, and from the sounds of it, they don't make much money doing that.
Yeah.
But if they're doing free shows and hosting and saying hey, sub to us or donate to us or whatever,
yeah,
that seems to me, someone at our level, that would work out better.
Yeah, I think so. And then on the flip side, if you're a bigger band, then probably you have enough interest already established to be hey, pay $15 to see our show, and people will be more willing to do that for Van Halen or the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking of Young the Giant, because when the shutdown first happened, they did we made a Twitch channel, come watch us play. We're just going to do a 2-hour set and then take recommendations.
Okay.
And it was awesome. I sat in and watched it, and it was really fun to see. And this is kind of why Twitch is cool. You get to see a real part of the band.
Yeah.
It's not guys who have giant, LED screen or LCD screens behind them that are projecting these wavy images and stuff. It's no, this is our small studio that we have in one of our guys' houses, and this is us playing and being real and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And then what happened is they went from that to now we're going to do a live show.
Okay.
And it's the same thing, but you have to buy tickets for it.
Okay.
And people weren't happy about that.
Yeah.
And I disagree with the people who are unhappy.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's, you got something for free.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel entitled to it.
Yeah, you can't expect it. I mean, even if they didn't intend it to be a one-time thing and then they just changed their mind. If anything, it's probably a sign that that model wasn't really working for them in terms of, monetization. And, a lot of bands are really struggling with that right now.
Especially, and there's something to be said too about a band that this is their livelihood.
Yeah, exactly. That's their career.
For us, this isn't our career.
Nah.
We wish it was, but it's not, right?
Yeah,
we won't make enough money to live in any amount of comfort to make this our careers.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. The cardboard boxes from my Amazon packages are super comfortable. But yeah, it is, music before the pandemic was already a challenge to monetize properly, and now that's increased tenfold at least.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so another live stream I wanted to mention that I thought was really cool was the Post Malone Nirvana tribute one.
When you said this earlier, I meant to mention it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that
dude killed it.
Oh my god, yeah. I've seen some Nirvana covers, and I've never really seen any that really sold me on it. Whereas,
I mean, Kurt Cobain is, the thing is, he, bold claim here, wasn't an amazing singer.
Yeah.
Dude put emotion into his music and just really portrayed what he wanted to. He made you feel sad and angry and all the things that grunge was.
Yeah.
But the problem is when someone else tries to do that, they're not Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, you got to match it.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Post Malone set himself up for failure by choosing the man that made grunge music.
Yeah.
Right? And then he comes out, and I think he said something at the beginning, this is the first time I haven't been auto-tuned or whatever.
He said it was the first time he was singing without auto-tune.
And that he was anxious about it.
Yeah.
And then he killed it.
Oh yeah, I was really impressed. I like Post Malone as a guy. He seems like a really fun person to hang around with. The music he makes, that he releases himself, not really my speed.
Not mine either.
But holy shit was I impressed. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, and it was really cool. had Travis Barker on drums. He did a great job. I don't know the guitarist and bassist's name, but they also killed it.
Yeah, I think they did a thing where they were using a program so they could all play at the same time via online or something that.
They were actually all in Post Malone's house, just in different rooms. Which, like, how fucking cool is that, man?
That's kind of dope. I want
dream.
that many rooms.
Oh, definitely.
That have recording equipment in it.
Yeah, no, it like, and you know, it kind of showed that like, okay, you can do like rock concerts that way, you know, live streamed, which was really cool. Like that was one of the first big ones that I had seen.
Yeah, I mean, and then other bands followed. What bands have done it? Foo Fighters just did one.
Okay.
I want to say like a couple weeks ago for their like new album that isn't released yet, but they think they played a couple songs from it and stuff.
I know they did SNL.
They did SNL, but I know they also did their own live stream show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which that was one of the pay to participate kind of ones. And you know, there are different cool things that you can do with that. I know specifically with like comedy shows and stuff where the people are getting involved.
Yeah.
They're talking to them as if they're an audience member. Or the Young the Giant one where they're like, give us recommendations. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Like that's really cool, and something you wouldn't have no better on the second try with that pour.
Oh my god, I'm having a rough night here.
You didn't tilt the glass at all.
I did. I tried. I don't know. You win some, you lose some, folks.
But like that's something you can't really do at a rock show.
Mm-hmm.
You can't break the pace of a rock show and be like, hey, you right there, what do you want to hear?
Yeah, and I think like having a live chat kind of does it well, whereas like if you were to call someone up, be like, what song you want me to play? And they're like, fucking Through the Fire and Flames. And then, you know, like,
you're an idiot. Go away.
Yeah, Luke Bryant is like, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but if it's a chat, especially, you can just be like, what do you guys want to hear? Flood of messages. Yeah. You see some and you're like, okay, that's a majority.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just talking to an idiot or someone who wants to take their drunk 3 minutes of fame.
Yeah, that's very true. So that's something I haven't encountered, but I think that's really cool just hearing about it now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned it to you kind of briefly before, is Nandi Bushell.
Oh yeah.
So
she's so cute.
Oh my god,
I love her.
Like, it's really cool that like for those who don't know, it's a little girl. I don't know how old she is, but probably like under 10 years old or something.
I think she's 8.
Okay, yeah. So 8 years old. And it started that she was just doing, you know, covers on YouTube. The first I had heard of her was Tom Morello found her and then sent her a guitar, which like, that's pretty fucking cool. And I thought like, oh my god, like that's got to make her fucking life. Like if Tom Morello gave me a guitar, I'd be like, holy shit, like this is it.
And you would think that's the top of this little girl's.
That's what I did. But no, it went so much further.
And props to Dave Grohl.
Oh my god,
for being the wholesome dad that he is.
Oh yeah, he's like before that, like before the pandemic, everyone knew like Dave Grohl is one of the nicest guys in the music industry.
I mean, shit, when we saw him in concert, he like had his daughter on stage with him and was like, this is my daughter. I'm so proud of her, like that she's joining us and background singing and stuff. And like, it was so sweet and wholesome. And if you listen to any interviews, he's just the nicest dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he does not fit the rocker, sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of mindset.
Not at all.
He's just like, I just want to make good music and make people feel happy. And how can you not love that?
Oh yeah, for sure. So what ended up happening is I think at first, like, it started out that they were doing like drum battles where they would like play drums to a song and then like
between
send it
this
back
8-year-old girl. So
yeah.
How it went is she covered a Foo Fighters song and challenged Dave Grohl, saying like, "Can you do it better?"
Yeah.
He sends her back a drum cover.
Yeah.
I think she does another one.
Yeah.
And then Dave Grohl writes a song about her.
Like,
he does every part. The song is called Nandi.
Yeah.
And it's just like talking about how badass she is and how she's like the queen of music and stuff. And it's just the most wholesome thing in the world. And I watched the reaction video of her watching it. And it's so cute.
Oh, I know.
It is like, so cute. She is so like doesn't know what to do. She's just like, how is this man that I idolize? And
like
she plays,
interacting with her.
She plays drums. I think she plays guitar too.
Bass.
A couple.
I think a little bit of keyboards and sings as well. So definitely a talented multi-instrumentalist.
Imagine how good she's gonna be.
Oh my god,
when she's our age.
She's gonna be so fucking good.
And she already has popularity now because of Dave Grohl. I follow her on Instagram.
Oh man,
she's gonna kill it. Yeah. She's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. No, like one story that I have that's relatable to that in the sense that it's not relatable to that at all.
Yep. Perfect.
Is when I was like I think a teenager, like maybe like 12 or 13, so like preteen teenager-ish. I was playing guitar and I went to my dad's friend's place. Just they had a guitar. I dicked around, went home. Turns out my dad's friend is friends with, I think, the guitar player of April Wine.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Like, he had mentioned that, like, oh, this kid played guitar, and he said, like, probably not sincerely, but was like, oh, cool, I'd like to meet him, or whatever. Yeah. And then, that guy told my dad that my dad told me, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool, the fucking guitarist of April Wine.
And your response was, who the fuck is April Wine?
No, I knew April Wine. I mean, but like that, made me like, oh shit, that's really cool. Like, even if he didn't really mean it, like, still knows about me, compared to like fucking Dave Grohl, who's like, you're the queen of rock and roll, you're the coolest ever. Like, oh my god, I would have died. Like, I would just spontaneously combusted.
Yeah, man.
On the spot. So
I mean, what musician doesn't crave attention and recognition?
Oh yeah.
Let alone, like, imagine getting that at 8 years old, being that validated. Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. God, I would quit music.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is my peak.
Yeah, it's not getting any better than this. No, for sure. But no, she's sticking with it. So props to her. I mean, like, I gotta imagine that, like, her parents know what they're doing. I mean, like, comments are usually turned off on her videos, which smart move.
Smart move. Honestly, for anyone under, I don't even know what age, maybe 13, maybe 16, maybe 18. Comments should probably be turned off.
Yeah,
for YouTube videos.
I mean, to be fair, if there was an adult who was like, yeah, I turn off the comments on my YouTube videos, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Shit gets pretty weird pretty quick.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, especially with kids and stuff. But imagine the amount of drive that little girl has right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like she is not plateauing anytime soon. Yeah. She just had a fucking drum battle with Dave Grohl, and then he wrote a song about her.
Yeah.
She is going to be a force to reckon with.
Yeah, last I heard, they're actually, like, writing a song together.
Oh my god, I love it. I want that so badly.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, that would be amazing. Like,
and by the way, Dave Grohl, feel free to message us.
Yeah, shout out to
Lines
Dave Grohl.
Lines are open. My phone number is.
Yeah, we have literally never gotten an email, so please send them.
Hey, we've gotten a couple emails.
Have we? I have access to the inbox. I haven't seen them, unless you're just deleting them immediately.
It was the email where Liv sent us the drinking game list.
Oh, okay. You deleted it.
We got an email.
You deleted it immediately, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It just, if I check it right away, then you don't get the notification. Oh, okay. This isn't relevant.
What are you talking about?
We can talk about this off the podcast. Yeah,
this is no worse than our normal content.
Now, I feel like we are making things seem like this big, bright, shining light of the quarantine.
Yeah.
But there is the other side of, bands that are around our level. Us.
Yeah.
We can't play shit. We can't find another bassist right now because we can't have people over.
Yeah.
Or really practice with anyone.
And plus, like, bassists on a normal, year struggle enough in their daily lives to, get up out of bed, put their pants on the right way.
Yeah, and now they don't have to because they have to stay at home.
So yeah,
they're basking in this.
Oh yeah, they're not getting out of bed at all. There's no basis going anywhere.
Their calluses are gone because their band members aren't making them practice.
I think they've actually all just died because they choked on their own drool.
I wonder why no bassist wants to play with us.
Yeah, it's really a mystery. I can't figure it out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the whole point of this is to try to look at some of the things that have happened. Like, yeah, it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but to me, what's interesting is how it's changed. And I think, the pandemic in multiple areas of society has kind of just accelerated a change that's already been happening.
Everything moving online.
And, I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. Like once, hopefully coronavirus gets, wiped off the face of the earth,
stops mutating, is gone. Yeah.
And once that happens, like people are going to be so fucking pumped for live shows.
Oh my God.
There better not be any like, yo, I can't come to the show. I need to like fold my laundry.
I know I will go to so many crappy local band shows because I'm just like, I just want to go listen to live music.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't been able to do that in about a year.
Yeah, almost.
Just under a year.
So yeah, it's there's a lot of it that we've missed, but there's a lot that has been really cool to see, and seeing how people get creative with it. And now another thing I want to talk about, and I don't know, I haven't talked to you about this at all. So the Fleetwood Mac Dreams trend. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I don't think so, unless you're talking about TikToks?
Yeah, so it's related to TikTok, where I think it was some dude made a TikTok with Fleetwood Mac Dreams. He was skateboarding and drinking like cranberry juice.
Did you see Jagmeet's post about this?
No, I didn't.
He literally took his longboard out. This is a man who is running to be the Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
Took his longboard out and recreated that TikTok.
Oh, really?
And posted it online. And he has my vote now. Like,
it's done. Set in stone. But the really cool thing about that is it's made Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, the song that was in the video, it was top 10 in the charts when that happened.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like brought this resurgence, and even, it didn't really set in to me how big of a thing it was until when I went home. Like one night I was just hanging out with my family, and my brother had the aux cord, and my brother's a big fan of like trap rap and EDM and that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh no, what's Sam putting on now? He puts on Fleetwood Mac Dreams, and I was like, oh shit, like this is cool. I can dig this.
Yeah.
So like that was really cool, and then it kind of got me thinking like. It seems like every year there's just like one old song that like unexpectedly gets back on the charts.
I mean, usually there's a reason for it. Like let's look at in our lifetime the songs that have made resurgences. You have Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
That's done it. I think it's number 1 to like 3 or 4 times in different years, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's like, pretty cool. Like that one, I think, like it hit number 1 when it came out. Number 1 like 20 years after. Number 1, I think it was last year when Bohemian Rhapsody came out.
Yeah.
So,
and then you had I think Elton John had that too a little bit, maybe not to the same extent.
Yeah.
But I mean, Don't Stop Believing got resurged by Glee.
Oh yeah.
And made that a number 1 again.
Yeah.
You just have these songs that like never die.
Yeah.
And it says something about the music, right? Like. I don't know. I've never had a song that's come like there's never really been a song that's come out in our generation that's done that, I think. I could be wrong.
I don't think so. And maybe, in like 10, 15 years we'll be, proven to be complete idiots because I don't know, fucking WAP will hit the charts again.
Replay by Teo Cruz or whatever will be topping the charts again.
Something like that. But I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Like one thing I was thinking is like, okay, what's next? So I'm going to give out a challenge to our listeners. And, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm really desperate for emails. I don't know why. It just seems like it'd be cool. So if you guys email us at louderthanthefridge.com.
Nope, that's not it.
louderthanthefridge@gmail.com. Yeah. I tried.
Don't go to louderthanthefridge.com. We need to get that now.
Yeah, someone's going to hijack that. I don't even want to know what they'll
or
make
message us on Instagram.
Yeah, one of the two. But yeah. So give us your predictions for what song you think is going to hit. I'm going to say at least top 10 in the charts. And if you're right, I'll give you $20.
What do you think is the next resurgence genre? This is an interesting topic.
Definitely ska punk.
Oh God, no, please.
Yeah. When ska punk comes back, it will be the apocalypse.
Less than Jake topping the charts. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Now, something that is interesting, and I know I've talked to you about this. I don't think
Yeah.
I've talked about this on the podcast, but the fact that pre-80s music will never go away,
Yeah.
or pre-90s even, will never go away.
Yeah.
And my reason for that is movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
When these Stranger Things came out, they chose the 80s because there was no cell phones. There was none of the technology. It makes plot holes.
Yeah.
If you make a modern TV show and the solution is that someone texts someone like, hey, watch out, or someone's coming for you, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
That creates problems. So they said it in the 80s so they couldn't do that. That they could have walkie-talkies and short-range radio without having the thing of like getting a hold of everyone at all times.
Oh my God, Mom, there's like totally a Demogorgon chasing me. Like, can you like call 911 or something? Oh my God, let me live stream this.
1 sec, I'm going to make a TikTok.
Yeah. Facebook Live, let's go. I'm getting chased by a monster. What's up? Like, comment, subscribe for more Demogorgon content.
You could tell you're out of touch because you said Facebook Live, which no one under the age of 40 uses.
Hey, all the boomers are just like live streaming their conspiracy theories on Facebook Live.
So in that show, because it was in the 80s, they used a lot of 80s music.
Yeah.
And also, this is before a lot of music went digital.
Yeah.
I think that a mix of those two things, and I was listening to a podcast where the guy's kid was like 12 at the time and was a fan of Stranger Things, and she was listening to like Culture Club and like Cutting Crew and that kind of stuff, and it blew him away. I think that 80s music and before is here to stay.
Yeah.
Has its mark on society.
Yeah. Oh, it would be kind of hilarious if in like 10 years, 80s music just disappears.
They literally eradicated off the internet.
Just like, no more Phil Collins.
And you know why? Because I went into law and my roommate played Van Halen every day. Goodbye, Van Halen.
No. Listen, if Van Halen has to persist so this podcast can persist. We've mentioned them at least once on every single episode.
I was going to say if one of them dies, we have to stop, but we started after one of them died.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. But I think another thing that's really interesting, and I will preface this by saying I do not have TikTok. I'm not what you would call.
You don't even have Instagram.
I don't even have Instagram.
You are the only person. There's two of us in the band right now. You don't have access to half of our social media accounts.
That's true.
I've told you to get it.
Yeah, I'm a big boomer for sure. But yeah, it seems like I've seen a lot of stuff relating to TikTok where they're saying like there is a very much a like it seems like 80s nostalgia vibe to a lot of it, and like the Fleetwood Mac Dreams trend, similar to that. Like that was late 70s, I think, when that came out.
I think so.
Rumors
was like 78, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I think like the number I had was 77, but I think in this
close enough.
Yeah, in this chance, there's an equal,
Let's pretend it's not Price is Right rules.
Yeah, I can talk, I swear.
Please listen to us.
Late 70s that came out, so there is a very like retro kind of feel to a lot of it. And I know there's a lot of fucking e-boys who just like wear earrings and fucking do this with their hair, the claw thing that Cody Coase talked about.
Yeah.
But there is that community of nostalgia on it.
I'm kind of thinking now.
Yeah.
Countercultures. Rude. Countercultures used to kind of be, there was one counterculture up until like the 90s. There was the counterculture of grunge.
Yeah.
Our generation kind of has two countercultures, like in the 2000s.
Okay.
We had the My Chemical Romance, Flowers for Whoever the Hell, emo, like rock / punk, right? We had that counterculture, pop punk mostly. Yeah. But we also were kind of a counterculture.
Yeah.
The people who listen to rock
are
kind of a counterculture.
Yeah.
And
we're so edgy, bro.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
So edgy.
It's just like, it's weird that there is kind of two countercultures, because through time there's only, and maybe it's that one was just bigger than the other.
Yeah.
But there's never really been a counterculture where people aren't making new stuff. People are just going back and listening to the old stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, there has been some instances of like kind of throwbacks. I mean, in the 80s, like the Stray Cats got really big, and that was all
true.
like rockabilly, and you know, you kind of had like your Back to the Future fall into that and stuff like that. So
I mean, we need to give credit where credit's due. Huey Lewis and the News. Oh, come on. I still want, oh God, sports. It's time for sport. It's a corny name that has sports in it, but that album that they wrote for Back to the Future is so corny and so 80s, and I love it, and I want the vinyl.
Yuck. I should have known if I mentioned Back to the Future, you'll go off on a Huey Lewis in the News.
I mean, what's not to love?
Everything. No, there's some stuff to love, probably.
There's, I mean, and I look at us, we collect vinyl records.
Yeah.
That's weird. That is kind of counterculture. That's
true.
Going against the digital age and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just really like vinyl records.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
like,
cool.
stick it to the man. They can't take our money on streaming services, because I also have Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
No, it's just like, you know, it's a different experience, and there's nothing new in us saying that, you know, it's different to listen to something on, you know, Spotify or Apple Music versus, okay, let me toss on this record and just listen to all of it.
No, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, all this to say, like, this year has changed things a lot, and it's been an interesting change that's occurred. Now, I'm just thinking of this on the spot. What do you think is the next step? Where is it going?
I think they're like bands this year have already made themselves a bigger online presence.
Yeah.
That's kind of what has been forced upon them. And like, I hate to say it, but Taylor Swift kind of was groundbreaking in that back in 2004, 2005, whenever MySpace was a thing. That's how she grew. She like literally started kind of on MySpace and would message people and talk to people, and they became her fans, and she grew from that. And no one else has really done that.
Yeah.
There are some instances, and you kind of do it in an inadvertent way, where you start your band, you have social media, you're trying to engage them through that, and then you grow from there, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think that live stream shows will stick around.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they're going to get like bigger and better, I would imagine.
I mean, last year even, or the year before the pandemic, they were doing Fortnite shows.
Oh, really?
You never heard about this?
No, I haven't heard about this.
Where some DJs were doing live shows, but in Fortnite. Or there's a couple, I think Travis Scott did one in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of cringy in another. But that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have, a Ready Player One-esque VR experience that everyone is putting their brain into every day. But in the future, we will.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about like the VR's role in this.
Oh my God.
That might be...
That is going to... I'm going to say 20, 30 years down the line.
Yeah.
You're going to go to VR shows.
Yeah, probably.
That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And if the technology gets good enough and they can redo shows from the past, that you can go sit in the audience in a VR rig.
Yeah, Queen at Live Aid.
Queen at Live Aid. Like, just a number of shows.
Yeah.
Fucking The Doors at California Bowl.
Yeah, Hollywood Bowl.
Every time.
Every single
time. And I literally, in my mind, every time I'm like, it's Hollywood Bowl. No, you're an idiot. It's the other one.
Yeah, well, like a few years ago, they had started doing holograms of famous artists. I mean, they did Tupac, Frank Zappa.
And then the one that made me angry was ABBA. They did an ABBA one.
And they're still alive.
The members of ABBA are still alive. They were just apparently too lazy to perform on their own. And guess how much tickets were to a hologram ABBA show? $95.
Jeez.
That's
holy.
dumb.
Yeah.
That right there is dumb. And
Yeah.
like, the Frank Zappa stuff and the Tupac stuff, I get because they're not around.
Yeah.
You can't experience what they had to give.
Yeah.
ABBA just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, play our here's some like legal stuff, take our records, go make fake us, and they can do the work. And I think maybe they had real musicians playing behind the screens and stuff. I mean, Gorillaz kind of started this in a way.
I guess, yeah, they were kind of the pioneers of like a fake band, air quotes, but
where they would be playing behind this big screen, and then you would have their animated characters playing in front, but they're actually playing music behind.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Damon Albarn just had stage fright, or
we got to pause. It wasn't Gorillaz who invented that. Have you seen that Conan bit where he's playing guitar, but it's actually Slash playing behind the curtains?
Did you say Conan?
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
not that dude.
I haven't seen that. No.
Okay, so that was the pioneer that started all of it. It was.
You know what my favorite? Sorry, go ahead.
You can thank late night TV. Thanks for interrupting me.
Yeah. My favorite late night TV bit is when Chad Smith and Will Ferrell do the drum off.
The drum off.
And Will Ferrell is like just blatantly has something else playing instead of him actually playing drums.
Yeah. No, my favorite part is when he just starts hitting the cowbell and the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers come out to play, and then they decide Will Ferrell wins. Like, what a betrayal. Like, poor Chad Smith. His whole band.
I mean, they literally said they were pretending to be each other in the interview beforehand and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just... It's very wholesome.
Oh, yeah. It was... How long ago was that?
That would have been like probably 2007, 2008, I want to say.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was after 2010. But
it might have been.
Who knows? That might have been in Taylorism.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
Don't coin that. I don't like that.
It's been coined. Taylorism.
Fuck.
He's done it. Yeah. No, another thing I wanted to talk about regarding 2020, and I think this is the last thing I have in mind, but guitar companies have seen record sales this year. And I'm sure that's continued among other instruments.
Well, I mean, it was evident when we went to go look for your Epiphone Les Paul.
Yeah.
When we went to the store, just the mom and pop store down the street from us, and they were sold out of so many. They barely had guitars on the wall.
Yeah, like
we went to Steve's downtown. They had nothing on the wall.
Yeah.
The guy's just like, everyone's just been buying up stock, and like, our supply chain has been kind of inhibited.
Yeah,
but everyone's just buying up.
Yeah, and I think part of that's got to be the fact that like people are stuck at home, so. Okay, fuck, what am I going to do?
Look at me. I took since, I want to say May.
Yeah.
I've been learning piano.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't have done that if there was a lockdown. I'm a deadbeat regardless, but I wouldn't have done that. It was just like, okay, now I'm home and I need to try and make my time productive.
Yeah.
How can I do that in a way that's enjoyable? Music. Music is an amazing outlet, first of all.
For sure.
And kind of something productive. You're working towards something. You have goals in mind. And I can understand why people are like, oh, I'm going to pick up guitar. I wish they'd choose a different instrument because there's enough guitarists out there.
Guitar's cool, man. It's the best one. No, I think it's going to be really cool. Like, if a lot of people stick with it, like, 5-10 years, there's just going to be so much new guitar music that it is going to be really interesting. And I know there's been a trend of, guitar starting to infiltrate other genres that it wouldn't normally be found in, like rap, and even like I've heard of some people doing like EDM stuff with guitars.
I mean, look at Santana.
Yeah.
He's played on a number of pop songs in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Just a huge amount. Or he worked with, I was watching this video that someone did on a small indie rapper kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Santana did a song with him. This guy isn't big. He doesn't have the money to front Santana. I think Santana just found him and was like, I kind of like you. Let's go.
Do you think he just told his agent, like, every call you get from me, just say yes?
Maybe. But, like, that guy has a sound.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
he's been influencing pop in maybe ways that people don't recognize. Like, the songs that he plays on, a lot of the time, he's not listed as featuring Santana.
Yeah.
It's been, I recognize that guitar tone, and I look it up, and it's like, oh, Santana played on this.
Yeah. Well, I think probably part of it is there's a lot of, like, Latin-based beats in music, like boom, da-doo, 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 da. How many dance songs have been based on that?
And I mean, Spanish triplets, right?
Yeah.
They're not... like or Scottish triplets
Okay.
aren't actually Scottish. They're a Latin American thing.
Okay. So yeah, like just a lot of Latin American music, styles and little pieces of it have found its way into pop music. And
I mean, look at how big Despacito got.
Yeah.
Right? Like
exactly.
just that alone.
Yeah. And then you think like, okay, one of the biggest like, Latin influenced guitar players out there, Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, the song that I have no clue what the name is, I don't even know what lyrics are. Coming out gasolina, seven out gasolina.
yeah, I don't know a lot of
You've
Santana.
never listened to the radio in your childhood, apparently, because I'll just mention a song and be like, "This is someone that I used to know by Gautier." You're like, I never heard that. It wasn't blasting in malls throughout my entire fucking
I didn't really
teens.
go to malls. The only radio station I listened to was Q104 in Halifax. Shout out Q104 in Halifax. But the classic rock station. So
No,
yeah.
I didn't seek out this music. It's just, it was there.
You underestimate how good I am at avoiding the present.
Man, with us getting back into this podcast, I'm not going to lie. We took a month break.
Yeah.
And we need time to get back into the swing of things, you know? And I'm hoping that these next couple episodes, we can get back full into the swing of things and do some great... I'm not saying this isn't a great episode.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. We're deleting it. If you're hearing this, it's because I fucked up and accidentally uploaded
accidentally
it.
leaked it. Louder than the fridge, leaked episode.
But shout out to our American listeners. I think we have a couple listeners in Sweden too, which is kind of dope.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, we'll be coming back at you soon. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
No, I think that's it for me. Like, I think we've summed up how, last year has really impacted music, some of the trends that have, come out of it, the changes and the general direction of it. So,
but what I was talking about was we took a break.
Yeah.
We're back.
And
we're going to be coming back with more episodes regularly.
Yeah.
We'll have some deep dive episodes. We'll have some episodes shooting the shit. And who knows, if we stop being on house arrest, then maybe we'll have some people on the show too.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah, nice. Dropped his bait. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. This has been episode 5 of Louder Than the Fridge.
I hate this. I don't know what you're doing, but I hate it. Thank you guys. Follow us on Instagram at Louder Than the Fridge. And email us at louderthanthefridge.com.
.com. Exactly. Please don't steal the website louderthanthefridge.com and turn it into like a display of dolphins or something.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.